Hi everyone, I'm Rachel, and today I'll show you how to add wind to any scene using the Color Therapy app. Since we can't see actual wind, we have to draw in what it picks up and blows around. It also helps to choose an image that already has some movement in it, such as this girl whose hair is blowing in the wind. If you want to use the same image I'm using, go under the Deluxe tab, then you want to scroll all the way down to Places NYC, and it's the fourth image down. So the first thing you'll want to do is fully color in your image. Then after that, you'll go ahead and make the wind. So in order to do that, I'm going to start off with the spray tool. And we're going to do a couple different layers to show the illusion of wind. We'll draw on a few particles such as leaves and things like that, so it helps to look like wind is really blowing and picking up objects. So let's go into our color palette first, and I'm just going to choose a basic white under the basic palette, and then open up the toolbox. And I'm going to select the spray tool. I'm going to raise the opacity and the size all the way to 100 right now. And I want to make sure that I'm coloring outside of the line, so turn that to off. And let's get started. So I want to make it look like a gust of wind has just picked up and it's blowing her hair. So it's going to be blowing this way in the direction of the movement of her hair. So with that spray tool, I'm just going to add a little bit of particles here and there, going in a curving motion. And just add a little bit here and there just to add some brightness, and maybe just do a couple little dots here and there of it. And that's about it. Not too much, not overboard, but just to add a little bit of dust in the air. Now we're going to do a layer using the airbrush tool. So let's switch our tools, select airbrush, and this time I want to lower the size about 50% or so, and then the opacity also at 50%. And we're going to do the same thing, going in the motion of our wind from the left to the right. And I am gonna just do a little bit here and there, just going in a nice curve. I'm not going over the girl quite yet. I just want to do a little bit here and there, not using too much pressure, but just enough. And I'm just creating like sort of an arch shape. And I'm only doing it in sort of this one area because I want it to look like a gust is blowing through. So it's not the whole thing, just this one area here. And then you can go over her hair as well. Now what we'll do is lower the size of the airbrush down to about 10%. And we'll follow those lines we made again and use a little bit more pressure this time. So we're adding another layer, kind of going in curvy motion. They're kind of like extended curly cues. Now the best way to see what you're doing as you're going is to go into the effects tab and remove the lines. Then you can have a really good idea of how it looks as you go. Now, while we still have the same size and opacity of the airbrush, let's zoom in to a few areas and add in some little particles. So you can just add little dots, add little weird shapes, and these will be like leaves and things that the wind is picking up. And just follow the same lines that you drew. Think of Pocahontas when she's singing The Colors of the Wind. You might want to lower the size again all the way to 0 just to add even more detail. You get a really nice, tiny, refined brush, and just continue adding in those little particles along the lines that you drew. Now, to finish it off, let's add a tiny bit of color. So in the color palette, under the basic tab, choose this sort of light brownish red color, and it's solid. And zoom in, and let's just add a few more little bits and pieces of leaves and particles. Then when you're finished, go into the effects tab and make sure you've removed the lines if you haven't already. And then you can either leave it be, or a great effect to add would be the glossy one. Using this quick and easy technique, adding an illusion of wind like this can be really fun. It works well in landscape scenes, snowy images, street scenes, or any others, especially when they suggest movement. It's really up to you to decide how moody you want to go with your image. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.